Well, good morning, and welcome back to my Monday morning walk here in Kimberley, where winter is still on. You can see that there's still lots of snow up there on the ski hill. By the way, these sunglasses, on my Monday morning walks, I have two blessings in life. One of them was when I was born in England, so I have these blue eyes that don't do well with the second blessing, and that is that I live in a part of the world where this kind of blue sunshine is the norm. And so I kind of need these things. At least that's what I've come to believe. And there's my small town of Kimberley. Home sweet home. And when I first moved to Kimberley, coming from the big city and all, I had to get a grip on my big town ways. You know, in the big city, I came from Calgary before this and grew up in Ottawa and Toronto. But in the big city, you can be just about anonymous. You know, whatever you say and do is pretty unlikely to come back at you. And that isn't the case in the smaller towns. And so I had a couple of lessons early on in that where I was gossiping about somebody, and realized soon thereafter that the person I was gossiping to was related to the person I was gossiping about. I kind of like that. I kind of like that sort of accountability that a small town brings upon people. You can't just say and do stuff off the cuff. You say and do stuff because it is meaningful to you, because you believe in it, because you're willing to stand up in front of people and assert that that is true for you. There's an accountability in small towns that is there in big cities as well, but maybe not quite as obvious. So living in a small town is good for me. It keeps me from flopping this thing around more than it should be flapped around. Why do I engage in gossip anyway? What I found a lot of times when I'm engaging in gossip, I'm trying to put somebody else on a shelf lower than me. And they do, that that's the function of the left brain. The left brain is very dualistic. It's good, bad, right, wrong, higher, lower, black, white. And that they do, some 97% of my thinking day, is spent shuffling around my prejudices, putting people and things on shelves and categorizing. And so my experience increasingly is that gossip doesn't really do much for me to exercise this side of my brain, the heart side of my brain, where the 3% of new thought, the kind of thought that can experience and can grapple with concepts like love, infinity, eternity, the universe, universal spirit or wisdom, innate intelligence. These are all kinds of the concepts that the left side of my brain can't even figure out. The left side of my brain looks at a word like infinity and says, well, yeah, but where does it end? There's got to be an end to infinity. What's on the other side of that? And that's not good or bad. That's just the way the left brain is. The left brain is what schools work with. The left brain is what gives me all kinds of advantages in science, in technology, You know, left brain created this iPhone, this camera, this amazing machine that I make such good use of these days. But 97% versus 3%, I want more balance. And so gossiping about others, it doesn't bring me into balance. It exercises that 97% of the time that I am shuffling around my already held prejudices. Who's better than me, who's not? Who's more successful than me, who's not? Who's prettier than me, who's not? All kinds of classifications that spell fear and anxiety for me. So I want you to give some thought to that today. How much of your day do you spend classifying, putting things and people on shelves, and shuffling around your already held prejudices? Hey, thanks for joining me this morning. Have yourself a super fine day.